Hi, I'm the Box Office Wizard bringing you weekend box office predictions and movie review. Today is August 8th, 2016. For today's show, I'm going to share the actual numbers with you from this past weekend's box office. Also give you an update on where I stand in Beat the Expert. That's where I compare myself to the other experts that make predictions. And also a quick note on the China box office itself. So, hey, number one, no surprise, was Suicide Squad. Came in at $133.7 million. My prediction was $152.6 million. I went a little bit high, obviously. I thought this movie would do just a little bit better just based on all the buzz that's been going on for the last several months. And I was a little bit surprised to see where it did come in. Overall, though, still not a bad prediction with as much money as it did make. What's kind of interesting with this movie, though, too, is, the big complaint I heard was that Warner Brothers just cannot make a good movie. Don't know how bad it was. But one thing that was a concern was the big drop from Friday to Saturday on the numbers. I think the number I saw was 45%, when you typically don't see that steep of a decline for this type of movie. So overall, though, it's at 267 million worldwide, $175 million budget. However, though, the number I'm seeing is they got to clear at least $850 million to even make a dime off this movie, just based on everything with the marketing push and everything else that they've done with it. So it's going to be wait and see game at this point. It's not going to be playing in China, so that's a big hit for them right there. But other than that, like I said, we'll just have to wait and see where it does finish. It did break the record for August. Originally it was held by Guardians of the Galaxy from 2 years ago at $90 million, so it crushed it basically by $40 million. So Brian had made a prediction of $141.5 million. And Just a Guy had made a prediction of 166.5. If you get a chance, check out his YouTube channel. It's Just a Guy. Lots of great stuff on his YouTube channel where he opens the nerd blocks and also does a lot of weekend grab and reviews. So check him out. So second this weekend was Jason Bourne, which was first last week. Came in at 22.4 million. My prediction was 27.2. Had a big drop. Over 60%, which was a little bit surprising. Obviously, Suicide Squad took some of its business away. I still thought it would hang in there, though, and probably be no less than, or no higher than 55%. So, overall, though, it did cross 100 million in the U.S. over this weekend, and it now stands at 195 million on a $120 million budget. I'd venture to guess that at the rate it's going, that if Matt Damon wants to do another one will be in the works, so it's good for that. Brian had made a prediction of 25.1 million for this movie. Third place was Bad Moms, came in at 14 million this weekend. I had made a prediction of 11.2. This movie only had a 40% drop. Good weekend for it because there's pretty much for the comedies. It's pretty much the only one out there that obviously the audience is mostly female, but it probably picked up some of the other audience as well, more couples seeing it and all that, so I did help it to have it on a weekend that was like this, where if you couldn't get Suicide Squad, you go see it. So only had a $20 million budget overall, so it's making a lot of money. It's now at $51 million in the U.S. It's going to have a great finishing run, and probably will be a Bad Moms 2 down the road. Fourth place was Secret Life of Pets, came in at 11.5 million. It's now crossed 500 million worldwide. I made a prediction of 9.5 million on this movie, so just a little bit off, not too bad. Next was Star Trek Beyond. I made a prediction of 11.5 million. This movie just inched out over 10 million for this weekend. Had a 60% drop. It's kind of concerning a little bit how quick it is dropping. It's at 128 million now in the U.S. and 194 million worldwide overall. So just kind of give you a rough estimate. The first movie made 127 million overseas alone. Second one did 238 million overseas. So, is there going to be hope for a fourth? If it kind of sees numbers around 200 to 225, I think there'll definitely be a fourth movie. But if you only get about 150, 175, I think that this may be the last one with this cast and crew. So, next was the movie 9 Lives, and it used all of its 9 lives up at the theater this weekend. It just did not perform well. It came in at only 6.25 million. I made a prediction of 6.1, so I was right on the target there. This movie will fall out very quickly, probably round out, be lucky to get 10 million overall. So, next is the movie Lights Out. had another great weekend at 6 million. I made a prediction of 5.7. I definitely believe there will be a sequel in the works with this, and on a $5 million budget, it's already made $55 million in the U.S. alone. I really do see a Lights Out 2 coming out down the road. So next was the movie Nerve. It came in at 4.86 million. I was right there on it at 4.8 million. It's now made about 27 million in the U.S. So a lot of thrill seekers continuing to see this movie, and it'll probably finish up around 40 million overall. Next was Ghostbusters. Came in at 4.7 million. I was right there on target with this at 4.6 million. It's now made 117 million in the U.S. and 179 million overall worldwide. Like I said, it's still out there if it's even going to make a dime. Right now, the pace it's going, I don't think it will. I think they'll actually do a write-off of about 30-40 million for this movie. So, and rounding it out, the top 10 was Ice Age. Came in at 4.3 million. I was off on this. I had made a prediction of 5.8 million. Still struggling in the U.S. at 54 million. Overall, though, it's inching near 300 million worldwide. So, overall, it's going to make a lot of money off its $105 million budget. So, next is my segment of Beat the Expert. And in first place this week was Box Office Pro. Had a great week at 90.5 million. Second place was Box Office Mojo at 87.9%. Third place was Showbuzz Daily at 87.6%. I came in fourth at 87.1%. So obviously you see second through fourth, we're only 0.8% off. So it was a very close week again. And rounding out the usual bottom was Box Office Profits at 85%. So overall though, I did maintain my lead at 82.5%, followed by Box Office Pro at 81.9%. Hey, just a real quick word on the China box office. This past weekend, the movie Time Raiders is playing over there. Never heard of it, but it actually debuted at 65 million. My question to you viewers is, let me know if there's a couple websites out there that I can where you can purchase movies that they do play in Hong Kong that are either big hits or just do fairly decent over there at the box office that you can buy legally. And because I'd really like to get my hands on some of these movies that do perform over there that we actually never get to see. So just mention those in the comments below. I really greatly appreciate it. Hey, that's it for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back on Friday giving you predictions you can count on. They're better than the weatherman. Take care.